Good morning. This is Richard Wishart. This is Cam's Hour, and we're about to start. So let's turn the screen around and see what we got. Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Richard Wishart. This is Cam's Hour on a lovely sunny day in Cambridge. We have. This is number 2. We did number 1 yesterday. Number 1 was the very first Cam's Hour live on Periscope. It's been done. Morning, Mervyn. Good to have you on board. We've done Cam's Hour before, #Cam's Hour. It was done after some of my friends did it on Twitter a couple of years ago. We had an hour where it was just all about Cambridgeshire Business. That's now moved on to Periscope, moved into real time with video. And here we are. So this is number 2, the number 2 show on #Cam's Hour, and it will only get better, folks. At least I'll try and make it get better. We're going to run it every morning, 9 till 10, every working day, business day, Monday to Friday, 9 till 10, #Cam's Hour. And what we'll be covering is business networking in Cambridgeshire. Cambridgeshire is a real hotspot for networking, but it's not just Cambridgeshire; it's connecting Cambridgeshire with the rest of the world. Yeah, Mervyn, the stand. I went up to Staples and sort of looked at what you were recommending. The cams, a stand. But what I don't think you realised happened yesterday was it wasn't the actual tripod. It was the bit above the tripod that actually holds the tablet. The tablet was too heavy for the stand, and effectively the tablet fell out of the grip. Let me just show you. If I turn the screen round, what I've done is I've put up a picture. So there you can see that's what I'm using at the moment. So you've got the tripod with a photographic screw stand, and then above it you've got a special holder for your tablet. Well, what happens is that the tablet is too heavy for the stand, and it falls out. And my broadcast yesterday literally crashed twice. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the. I bought the stand. I was recommended, and it looks a really good idea up front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it back to Amazon next couple of days, and I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do some tweeting about my experiences because that really fits very well within my industry. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk about news, we're going to talk about people, and we're going to talk about events. So the things that are the news, the people, and the events. So let's start off with news. Couple of really good bits of Twitter or really good bits of Periscope news for you, I think. 2 things that really stood out for me. So I'll give myself highlights of the day. You can't really do highlights of the week because at the end of the week everything's happened 7 days ago. So this is highlights of the day, the previous day. 2 for me. Big one at 11 o'clock this morning. Alex Pettitt, who's a real Periscoper, real excellent guy when it comes to Periscope tips and how to use it in a media context, is being interviewed on the BBC News at 11 o'clock. So if you want to get in his scope and put comments up, your comments might well be on the BBC News at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to be up for that. You're going to have to get in quite quickly because the scope will fill up very rapidly. So please get onto that really quickly and get your voice heard. Just move this up again because I can just slip in. I've got some ideas about how to fix this, but I'm not doing that today. So I'm doing a little improvement on the event every day. I'm also going to be not doing cards about the things that I mentioned, but I'm going to be putting stuff on the screen, the big screen. So I'll be using that as well. The second one, and this is it's the subtleties of Periscope that are quite important and things that people don't necessarily pick up first time. When you are doing a Periscope, you can, if on Android you lift the screen up, and then you see the person broadcasting and the people following, the live ones and the replay ones. You're given an option to share. There's a big option, a share box. And share will be share with your followers. And there's a new one now, which is share with Twitter. So what you do is you go in, you lift up the bottom of the screen, you press the share button, you do share with Twitter. And then within the share for Twitter, you'll see a lot of text in there. Well, you get rid of all the text, you delete it all. And then you put in the person's name who's doing the tweet or doing the Periscope. So at Richard_Wishart, and then put some comments and then press go. Now that will then go on to the Twitter stream for the very first time, and people will be able to link to your scope directly through Twitter, but Periscope as Periscope TV on the web, not necessarily Periscope the app. So that's a really good way of getting stuff, keeping the engagement going, keeping the thing motoring. Hi Richie Moon, welcome to the scope. I don't know who we've got on this morning. I hope we've got, do we want to just do a bit of a shout out? Do we want to, if I mention your name, do you want to just hit some of the, hit the hearts? And we can see who's on which colour of hearts as well. So we know Mervyn's on the call. So Mervyn, do you want to, there we go. So Mervyn is, I say light green, maybe a bit yellowish hearts this morning. We've got Peter Lunn. Hi Peter, good to have you on board. Anybody else want to put some hearts up and we'll try and work out who they are? So we've got Stephen Healy. Hi Stephen, good to have you on board. We had some so I was doing new things first. Let's just concentrate on the agenda. So first of all, things that are new. Just quick recap. Alex Pettitt on the BBC News at 11 o'clock this morning. So be on that one. That should be really good. 2, there was a really good one for me yesterday, which was General Electric did a UAV, micro UAV, flying it around inside their factory where they were doing blast preventer valves for deep sea oil rigs. But the idea that you were actually flying your scope around on a UAV really appealed to me. So that's something I want to do eventually. That'll take quite a while to do, but that's something I'd really love to get into. I really would enjoy that. I also did the bit about how you tweet a scope. So in other words, you on Android, which is all I know really, you pull at the bottom of the screen, you see who's doing the scope. You have a little bit where you can share the scope. You select the share button, and then there's a new option now, which is share to Twitter. You hit the share to Twitter, you delete what's in the text box at the top, you put the @ of the person who's doing the presentation, and then you put your comments in there, and that's then shared with the live Twitter audience, and so it can be retweeted as well, which is clever. So that's the new things. Now the people. So we have one of my friends at I'm very fortunate to be the chairman of Huntingdonshire Business Network, and it's a group of micro businesses who share and help and support each other. So I'm just having to move my. So in that time, my tablet has actually slipped about 2 or 3 inches down in the stand. So this stand really isn't fit for purpose, and I'll get it changed. Hi Victor, we've got Victor Sachs on the call as well. That's excellent. So Victor, if you're on, and we've got Italy on. Fantastic. So this is connecting Cambridgeshire businesses with the world. Hey, so Victor, if you're on the call, I don't know what you're a pretty sharp guy on social media. I know you do social media training for us in HBN. Hit the hearts, Victor, and let's see what hearts you've got on the. So Victor seems to be yellow as well. Now hit it again. I think someone else is yellow. So yeah, just keep hitting hearts, guys, and we'll try and work out who's who. Anyway, good to have you on board, Victor. Please. Oh, so we've got some nice sort of yellowish ones again, or yellow green. We seem to have a lot of yellow green. I don't know what it is. It must be something in the water today. Okay, so we've done new things. I'll explain new things. People. Right, big people thing today. One of the HBN members, Annette Williams, she has a company called Davis and Dean, and she does some fairly radical and very innovative project management concepts. and training. Well, she's done a video, and she's done it with some help from. We have the Peter. Yeah, we have Huntington's Business Network. We meet every Friday, 12:30 to 2:30. It's startup businesses in the main, or micro businesses, and it's really about help and support. It's not selling. I've been in it for about 12 years. Started when I first left big corporate, and I found it really valuable. And just as an example of how we work, this next one is really a good explanation. So Annette, she's got this project management company, trying to understand the ecosystem for how you get project management now into business. It's quite hard. She has developed this fantastic course with built-in intelligence, neural networking, and logic built into it, where she can run a simulation, and it really helps people with sort of two aspects: the culture of project management and the people aspects of project management. So it's HBN's been going for 25 years, and we've got a big anniversary next year, which should be really good. So Annette has launched her video. She's got one of our HBN colleagues to help her produce her video, a guy called Chris Thomas. And what I said at HBN on Friday was that I would push it out this morning. And hey, 20 minutes ago, it went out. So Annette's brand new video is on Twitter. Is it on Twitter? Yes, it's on Twitter. It's on Google+. It's on LinkedIn. It's on the HBN LinkedIn group. And it's in the Cambridgeshire Business group. So all the people that were at the HBN event on Friday have all agreed to comment positively on Annette's video, and we're going to try and get a conversation going. So obviously that opportunity is available to anybody on this scope as well. So let's a big shout out for Annette. She was trying to join us this morning. I know she was struggling with a bit of getting on Periscope last night. So I hope she's able to make it, or at least watch us on the replay. But please, +1s, likes, good positive comments about project management. Project management is a big issue. I think a lot of companies are not embracing it properly. It has cultural issues, and it also has people issues. So Annette's a real advocate of this. She's done a lot of project management training, and she's really passionate about this. But it's really hard for her to get traction within large organizations. They don't get it, and she's trying really hard to push it, and we're helping her. So that's the people, or one of the people. Let's do some more people stuff. Let me mention Mervyn Foster. Mervyn's on the call. Mervyn helps me a lot on HBN. He was a past chairman, and he's very active as well. But what Mervyn does at the moment is that Mervyn does Nordic walking. So we did a really good walk down at Holywell on Sunday. It's a tough one. It's 10 kilometers, fast-paced, but great people and fantastic conversation. So you get the exercise, and because you're so busy talking, you don't feel it. But I did a Periscope at Mervyn's event on Sunday, and he's got another one coming up this Sunday coming at Patworth St Agnes. I've never done this walk, so this will be a new one to me, and it's apparently got the only hill on the mountain, Cambridgeshire mountain, well, little hill. But we're going to do that on Sunday, and I'm going to hope to do some scoping. I can't scope the whole walk because walking with poles really fast and scoping is just beyond me at the moment. But I'm going to try and do a bit more. I sometimes do something at the beginning and the end, and eventually I'll do a complete walk. That's my promise. This summer I will do a complete walk at Mervyn's pace on Periscope. So there you go. That's my promise. So I might kill myself in the process, but that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, so that's a people one. That's Mervyn Foster. Thanks, Mervyn, for putting your thing up. People collaborate. Micro businesses collaborate if they're given the chance. They are very innovative. They've got their own businesses. Most of them are very brave. I mean, if you're a micro business and you've come out of a big business, you've set it by yourself, you have a real courage of your convictions. But what you don't necessarily have is a large organization to support you. So like when I came out of corporate, I didn't have an accountant, I didn't have marketing, I didn't have HR, I didn't have a lot of the resources that were immediately available to me in a large corporate. So I sat at my desk, for this desk actually that we're at the moment. I set up my business. I'd got a company's house number. I had everything sort of set up. I had a website. I had everything. But I was sitting at the table and the phone was not ringing. So it didn't ring the first day. It didn't ring the second day. So at the end of the week on the Friday, I thought, oh, sod this for a Game of Soldiers. So I heard about HBN and I went along and opened up the door to the room. They were very welcoming. Whole room of people, all micro businesses like myself. And they said, oh yeah, we know what you've been going through. Come and have a cup of tea and tell us all about it. And it was from that point, it was just marvelous. And even now, so 12 years on, oh, hi Sandra, good to have you on board. Online events, excellent. Well, this is an online event. This is the first one that so what I'm going to try and do is this #CamsHour. We're going to try and micro businesses tends to be one person businesses, or maybe one person with some associates. My business it's a one person business, but I have a number of associates in my business. So it's just a little. It's small, can go up to 50 or 100. The definition of a small business is something like 100 people in the company, and that's obviously really different from micro business. Huntingdonshire within Cambridge is, I would suggest, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, is the micro business capital of the UK. We have the largest number of micro businesses of any district in any county in the UK. So it is big here. Not particularly well organised. If we can get it better organised, we'll have a bigger voice. And micro businesses need to have a voice as well. But we're trying, and this is part of it. So support us. Okay, so we've done news. We've done a bit about people, and let me just do a couple of other shout outs. So we've got Mervyn. We have Victor Sachs. Victor's on the call. He's an independent financial advisor, but he also does a session on social media once a month. So we put the social media up on. We put social media up on our meetup group so people can see it and can come along. So we're helping support Victor and what he's doing on social media. We've just got Annette on the call. I don't know whether you've been on the call for long, Annette, but your content is out. Your content is live in the social sphere. It's up on Twitter. It's up on LinkedIn. It's up on the HBN LinkedIn group, and it's up on the Cambridgeshire Business LinkedIn group. It's also up on Google+. So the challenge for people is to go and have a look at this video. I think it's an excellent video. I think it's very well done. And then it got some support and help from Chris Thomas, who's also in HBN. So it's up. So that's Annette coming up on the screen there now. Thanks, it's wonderful. So you're a newbie, Annette. You've got yourself onto Periscope. I saw the emails last night, and I thought, we need to have a quiet chat. If you wanted to start scoping yourself, I'm happy to help you. But you know, her project management video is really good. Have a look at it, see what you think, and please like it. Or if you don't like it, comment on it. Say why you don't like it. But I can't believe that anybody wouldn't like it. And Annette is looking for her route to market. So how do you get this message over to the larger organisations who have project offices, who have project managers, but they're not actually making the most of project management? And it's really the cultural issues and the people issues. So Annette has a little sort of simulation that I sat through, watched the other day with some people who were trying it out in the video. And it's a brilliant concept. So you're given challenges as a project office about people not being available or people having to move off, real life problems, and you've got to deal with them as a team. So you're building up your team to support the exercise. No, it is really important, as you say, very important. Okay, so we've done news, we've done people. Let's do events. Events this week. I was thinking about this. I'll highlight about 3 or 4. First one, 11 o'clock this morning, Alex Pettitt, BBC News live. He's doing scoping. So if you get onto his scope really early, your comments will be seen by all the news reporters at the BBC and will be seen live on BBC News. So get in early because these scopes fill up very quickly. And if you're not actually in the top, I think it's 200, you get put in a waiting queue, so you can't actually post comments. So get in nice and early and reserve your seat for this excellent event. Alex also gave me this other tip, which I mentioned earlier, but let me just recap. If you go into a scope that's full, don't worry too much, because what you also can do is you can still, if you're on 11 a.m. this morning, Mervyn, that's right. So if you go into your Periscope now and you then lift up the bottom of the screen, you then see who's the broadcaster, you then get a share button. You press the share button. It used to just be that shared with your followers, but you're now given a choice. One of the share options is to share on Twitter. So you share on Twitter, you delete all the text that's in the box, you put the @ of the presenter, and then you put a comment. That goes live onto Twitter and Alex would see it. So that's a really good tip for if you're being blocked out because of numbers, get your message over anyway. It's really important to get your message over. So Alex Pettitt at 11 o'clock. This Friday coming. If you're in Cambridgeshire, or even if you're not, drop into Cambridgeshire, come down and see us. Hey, why not? Have a full day of networking. Friday is networking day for the micro businesses in Cambridgeshire and Huntingdonshire. Starts off this Friday with the A14 coffee morning in St Ives, down by the river. Bit of a chat, bit of a social, bit of getting to know people. Have your coffee, have your toast, get yourself set up for the day. You're sitting in the tap room in St Ives, just next to the old bridge there. Really nice venue, and you just say hello to your mates, and you get to go, talk to people, what you're doing, how you can help, all that sort of stuff. So that's good, quite informal. Then later in the day, we have two things going on HBN, Huntingdonshire Business Network. The first thing is we have a business meeting, 11:30 to 12:30 at the WI Centre in Huntingdon. The business meeting this week, we only do it once a month. It's for the committee, but anybody can join in. And the real trick this week is we will be setting up our agenda of seminars and courses and etc. for the autumn. So it's a really good chance to have your say and what you want to do, but also what you want to see. And if you want to see something specific, we'll bring in guest speakers, or we'll organise that. We'll sort it out. But we have a seminar once a month, a big seminar. We have the big room, and we get in cakes and sandwiches, and we make a real do of it. So HBN business meeting, 11:30 to 12:30, setting up the agenda for the autumn. Okay. Then after that we have HBN for real. So 12:30 to 2:30. Drop in for a cup of coffee. We have informal networking. We go around the table. We do a short elevator pitch, or play with our elevator pitch, and we have in our minds what we're needing help on, or what we want to discuss, or issues that are preying on our minds. And we go around the table and we just generally support each other and motivate each other and do our reset. I've discovered this term, reset, on Periscope. You've got to reset your broadcast every 15 to 20 minutes because you have people joining, people leaving. So I've now coined the phrase that our HBN meeting on a Friday is our weekly reset. So at the end of the week, what's gone well, what's gone badly, how do I reset it for the next week, and how do I get support, and how do I get feedback on what I'm planning to do for going forward. So that's our HBN Friday reset. And then the other one that I'm doing on Friday, again a biggie, is there is the numbers sort of vary. We have I think we've got about 30 or 40 paid members. You pay something like £50 a year to be a member. And that gives you free coffee at all the events. If you come along just to the normal weekly events, it's just £3 for a coffee. And you can do that if you want as well. On social, we've probably got about, roughly about 100 people on our LinkedIn group. We've probably got about 50 or 60 people on our meetup group. So we're not precious. You don't have to be a member. Please come along. Please have a chat. And we're a group of like-minded micro businesses. If you really want a treat on Friday, the other thing I'm doing, it's at 5:30 in Cambridge at Fort St George, which is on Midsummer Common. There's the Cambridge barbecue. So this is where all the networking groups in Cambridge, all the sort of innovators and leading lights of Cambridge innovation, all get together for a barbecue down by the River Cam. 5:30 it starts. I think there's about 12 tickets left. So I'm getting one of those. So please don't take my ticket. I'm going to get that after I've been on this after I've been on this the scope. So that's my very first next job, is to get my ticket booked. It's up on Eventbrite. I think the final ticket. I think the initial tickets went for about £18, and I think the final tickets, because I've been a bit late, I've been a bit lax, are now about £25, something like that. But well worthwhile, I think. So I haven't had a barbecue this summer yet, so I want to go and have a nice burger and maybe a beer. But it's a good way to wind down at the end. And everybody in Cambridge who's doing networking, Cambridge really is an innovator's paradise. They'll all be there. The place will be packed. Okay, good. Well, thanks everybody. This is edition number 2 of Camsar, #Camsar. Well, no, Peter, that's exactly what we're doing. Let me just round off by tackling that issue. Do you think it's hard to go online? A lot of people in micro businesses, particularly HBN is very switched on with regard to social. I've got a lot of very bright people and a lot of innovators as well. But it still tends to be the physical networking with the online being an extra. So you do the face-to-face and you do the social as an extra, mainly. And not all the networking groups are not as social as HBN. HBN is extremely social. But you know what? I think that has changed. I think Periscope has changed that. So normally when we have HBN, there's a break normally between about mid-July and the end of August, where everybody's away. So we don't do any formal events, any events of any formality at all. So we still maybe meet up for a cup of coffee, but it's not formal, it's not broadcast. What I'm going to try and do this summer, and that's part of the reason for this #Camsar, is that I will be doing this transmission every morning from 9 to 10, every working day during the summer break. I think we've actually, that nexus now, we're across that nexus. We are now, you can network using something like Periscope socially as your primary networking, but of course you still need to meet people face to face. So what you can then do is you can go into the face to face stuff as you see it coming up and as it's been talked about. But I think we're actually at that nexus point now. I believe that we have moved from physical networking with an adjunct of social to social networking with an adjunct of physical. And I think we're actually at that nexus point now. So that's what I'm going to try and explore with #Camsar. And I hope it's a success. I certainly have now moved my networking now online. People are the most important thing, and you've got to have face-to-face. You've got to do all the face-to-face stuff. But now the social media, particularly with things like Periscope and Hangouts, means that you can go online. It's not for everybody, and some people struggle with some of the online concepts. We know that, and people like Victor helps a lot of our HBN people get to grips with some of the social, and they struggle with it. Some people struggle with it. So it will not be an overnight transformation, but for me, I think I've now moved online with my social networking, or with my networking, people networking. I still need face-to-face. You need face-to-face to reinforce it. Looking people in the eyes is the ultimate of social or business networking. If you look people in the eyes and you have a face-to-face conversation, you can really tell whether you can trust the person, whether they have credibility, what their background is, and all that sort of stuff. So, final bit is let's get networking. So thanks everybody for joining the call. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can join with me tomorrow morning, so 9 till 10. I'll be doing a little bit more innovation tomorrow. Might have some pictures up on the screen that we photograph. I might even have Mervyn suggested some cards. I might even have some cards tomorrow. So I'm continually trying to improve this scope. So please, thanks Annette. I hope your scope goes. I just remind Annette's video. Please look and comment. Let's try and get some conversation going around that, and we can review that tomorrow morning about how that's gone. Okay, good. Right, well, hope you all have a lovely day. It's a lovely sunny day here in Cambridgeshire. And let me just take you out the stand. So this is so this is actually the stand, but what's been happening is that my device has been slipping down here, and yesterday it fell out twice. Today I've been pushing it back up. So what I need to do is adjust that. And I'll be sending that back to Amazon. But here's the garden. Here's my sort of what I look out on. We normally have the doors open, and the doors will be open again in a minute. But we've got people doing building work next door. I didn't want that in the scope. And I'm going to feature on some of my presentations now, or some of my scopes. I have a fantastic buddleia bush just in my line of sight here. The flowers are all out, and the butterflies will be absolutely. We had hundreds of butterflies last year on that buddleia bush, so that's going to be a sort of topic maybe for a future scope. Good. Okay. Well, thanks very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.